Hi, my name's Lex Pruitt. I like to ask a lot of questions. One of them is, what about you? What are you doing here? I mean, duh, you must be looking for a tutor or you wouldn't be watching this video, but I don't know if you're a student. I don't know if you're a parent. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for. There's a lot of good tutors out there. Wyzant has a bunch of good ones. There are other good ones. I like to think I'm a good one. I'm a very positive person. I'm highly organized. Uh, Speaking of which, I'm going to occasionally glance down. I've got a script here and I'm going to pretty much follow it. Currently, I teach 3 courses online and have been for the last 15 years. Currently, this year, I'm going to be teaching Algebra 1 pre-calculus and an AP calculus course. And I want to add to that schedule 5 to 10 hours of tutoring every week. So why do I want to do that? I mean, I've got a full-time job, but I want to add 5 to 10 hours of tutoring. It's not a lot of tutoring, and I'm going to limit my time tutoring so that I can provide quality tutoring sessions. Well, one, why I want to do 5 to 10 hours of tutoring is I hope to build a little business out of it. And so when I retire, I can continue to be productive. I can continue to tutor. I can make a little extra income. That was always helpful. But when I get up in the morning, I need something to do. And I can't, I've seen some of my friends retire. And anyway, I need to stay busy. So what do I offer? There's several things I can offer you. Uh, I'm patient. I'm very patient. And so I'm going to offer you a patient and clear understanding of the math that you're trying to understand and that you're working on at the moment. I've got a special going until May 31st of 2024. Since I'm new to Wyzant, I need to build up some clientele. But what I'm going to offer in the place of, I'm going to offer a 1 hour tutoring session for a fee, but it's actually going to turn out to be 2 40-minute sessions, 2 40-minute Zoom sessions. I'm using Zoom right now to record this video, and I like Zoom. It's got a higher definition camera I can use, it better access to the whiteboard. And so I'm going to offer 2 40-minute Zoom sessions as 1 hour of tutoring. And those can be consecutive 40 minutes. We could do 40 minutes, take a 5-minute break, do another 40 minutes. It could be separate days. It could be 40 minutes today, 40 minutes tomorrow. It could be 40 minutes today and 40 minutes next week. And that will be one 1 hour Zoom session. So that's another thing I'm offering. I'm going to keep that open until May 31st of 2024. So that's almost a year, be the end of the school year. Maybe the last thing that I offer is some math experience and life experience. A few years ago, I tutored for Prodigy, and I came away from that experience having learned several things. One, I learned a new level of patience. Number two, I renewed what I had already learned about assuming things. And I learned that I work better with older students than I do with elementary students. I'm better working with grades 7 through 12 on their math than I am working with grades 2 through 6. And that's just how that turned out. I'm a visual learner. So I like to draw pictures. I think that helps. It helps me a lot. So, I mean, maybe you're working in your Algebra 1 course on the intersection of 2 lines. Well, I want to draw a picture of that. I want us to look at that and see that. What does that look like? Maybe you're in a pre-calculus course and you're trying to find the measure of an angle that has a sine value of -1/2. Well, that's very related to the unit circle, or the unit circle can be used to illustrate that. So I like to draw a picture of the unit circle and and get you out of quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. What are you doing in there? Because sine isn't negative in those quadrants. And so I like to draw a picture and let's go see where sine is negative and then how to isolate where sine is negative 1/2. A few days ago, I was working on a calculus problem, a related rate problem. And here's the scenario. This man is at the dock and he's got a rope attached to the bow of a boat. And he's pulling the boat into the dock. And he's pulling the rope at a rate of 3 feet per second. And the question is, well, how fast is the boat approaching the dock? 3 feet per second? No, doesn't work that way. And part of the scenario is that the man's hands are 12 feet above the bow of the boat. Well, see, I like to draw a picture of that. In fact, let's just go draw a picture of that. We'll set the problem up. We won't work through it, but it gives you an idea of how I like to approach math problems. So I'm going to share my screen. Got to look down to do that so I can click on the right button. We're going to go to the drawing board, the whiteboard of Zoom, and here we go. So then you get to see how I flunked. Let me tell you this, I flunked art in the 7th grade. They used to flunk people in art. They don't do that anymore, but they did way back then. All right, so I got my little guy. Here he is. Oops, that's not good. Let's erase that. Hear that. Yeah, let's give this guy a little bit bigger. Here he is. All right, now we're working. All right, so this guy's got a rope and it's hooked up to a boat. Here comes the boat. All right, and this guy's got a rope attached to the bow of the boat. And the boat's coming into the dock down here. All right, so in this distance, straight down, is 12 feet. That's the length of this side of this right triangle. Guess what we're going to use to solve this problem? The Pythagorean theorem. Okay, this is the horizontal. This is the distance that the boat is from the dock, x. Or I call this side up here my right triangle r because that's the length of the rope. Okay. So the rope is being pulled by this guy at a rate of 3 feet per second. And it's pulling the boat. The boat's not following the line of the rope. It's not coming up out of the water and going along. We could say, well, the boat's moving at 3 feet per second. No, it's not. It's moving this way. It's not moving that way, or it'd be moving at 3 feet per second. Okay. And so this is a related rate problem in calculus. And what we're looking for is the change of rate of x, change of rate of x with respect to time. That's what we're looking for. And we're given certain information. Part of the information is the rate of change of the rope. The rope is changing at a rate of 3 feet per second. So when you set this kind of problem up in calculus, you're encouraged to, and that's what we do. I draw pictures. I love to draw these pictures so I can see what's happening. And then you write down what you're given and what you're looking for. And then you work through the problem. So again, we're not going to work through this problem. It's just an illustration. And again, forgive my art. I'm not a good artist. So there you go. Anyway, I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. If I can be of any help at all, I'd be glad to try. And thank you. And hopefully we'll set something up. Adios and nos vemos. That's a Spanish for goodbye and see you later. We're going to end this session and that'll record this. And then we'll move this recording. All right.